Hey, well, it's been a while. You guys probably know me as Soupy Poopy. So, about a year ago, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, I started working on a game, finding Mosey, and yeah, the beginning, it's all fun and games. It's all perfect. You're on top of the world. You're making a game, you're adding features, you love it, everybody around you kind of likes it, and good times. But yeah, if you've been working on it for about a year on your own, you really have to ask yourself, how am I going to make this a complete game that people are going to enjoy and really get into? Like, what features do I add? What features do I get rid of? How are you actually going to spend time in my game? So let's start where I start. So as you can see, there's a lot of new UI, there's a lot of game type things. So you're in a menu, you're opening stuff, you're looking at things. But I also wanted you to be able to explore, so you're able to climb stuff, able to, yeah, cats are a big thing, of course, because you have to find your cat. But this is a moment where you, for example, find another cat and you can name him, and now he's part of your team. You save, and yeah, well, you have a cat now, and I called him Welly, Wetty. Um, I love destroying stuff, so I added some more destruction. This is a little bit more realistic. This won't be everywhere. You'll see some cracks in the wall, and that'll signify that you can break it. And some walls are actually fully penetrable, and you can climb through. Some are just barred up, so your cat can go through, or you can shine your light through, so your cat can go to the other side, and you can solve puzzles that way. Here you saw me get out of a chicken cage, and I made all the sounds myself for all of these animals, by the way. So like a little bark, 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 and a like boing, and all these sounds. Yeah, these are just some little Easter eggs you'll find around. You'll be able to interact with certain things in different ways. Yeah, as I said, I love breaking stuff, so this is part of it too. You'll be able to collect wooden scraps and sell those in shops. I used to have a different way of destroying stuff, but now I found a pretty balanced way of keeping it inexpensive but still looking good. So, what do you think? As you saw, I picked up matches. You can light anything on fire with matches that is made of wood. And I added different footstep sounds for different surfaces, and you can see little footsteps, imprints, kind of. I must admit, UI for a controller was kind of tricky because I don't have any programming knowledge, to be honest, before this game. And yeah, I mean, with a keyboard, it was all pretty easy because I could just click on stuff with a button, and that was built in Unreal. And now I had to remake everything for the controller. Don't exactly know if I did it correctly, but it works, and yeah, that's all that I care about at the moment. And as you see, the UI images look a bit different than the game images because I took the game images and threw them into AI to create a kind of like slightly more realistic version for the UI. So you kind of get a double payoff when you get an item. I can tell you what these weird blobs are, but I don't want to ruin the story for you, so I'm going to leave it at that. So you can grow your skills in different ways, and if you grow your animalist skills enough, you can eventually ride a deer, and this is the deer. It's also like custom designed with some, I don't know. Every animal kind of looks goofy, which is funny. This is one of my favorite things, just ramming people with this thing. Yeah, just really enjoy filling the world with random creatures and ways that they interact with the world. And I think it's really important that they all have a function in the world and how they come back and what they mean for you. And there are certain NPCs that also have different responses if you've done a certain thing in the world. So it's kind of dynamic in that sense. Now I'm showing you a tiny mission, and it has to do with some of the lore, so I'm not going to explain too much, but there's these black blobs, let's say, and you're going to get rid of it with a fire arrow potion with your bow, and that's what that looks like. And there's a couple of these in the map. Of course, you can retrieve your arrows once you've shot them, which is also nice. And if you look at the bottom of my screen, you can see disguise needed. So there's certain areas where you would need a disguise to be able to walk around freely. Here you'll need a toy and guard uniform, which is made up of a mustache, a hat, and a shirt. And yeah, here you can see me buy a carrot, which is something you can also buy seeds of and grow yourself and then sell for more. So you can see me sell the carrot here. And that's a way to make money, to buy weapons or buy new clothes, which you can buy at different places like towns or cities or farmers markets. Here's a little bug of infinite cats. So yeah, it kind of gives you an idea at least of what it's like to have more cats later on in the game. How they interact with each other while walking behind you and stuff. So this is a part of the intro, and it's supposed to be a bit creepy and claustrophobic because I wanted to create that Fallout experience. So you were kind of stuck in this misty area, and once you get released and you're able to go anywhere, you kind of feel this huge freedom. This is part of the Kolokolian territory. It's Kamtika, and I'm just showing off a little bit of what the cutscenes, the earlier cutscenes are like, and a bit of what a boss scene would look like. I added dynamic music, so drums start and different melodies play when you start fighting, and when you kill the boss, it changes again. So you barely notice it, but it's a huge deal for me. Anyways, my game is on Steam. It would mean a lot to me if you would wishlist it. And for everybody who's actually interested in the game and following me, please let me know if this is the type of devlog you would want me to make, because I'm trying to keep that balance of not too high effort, because I really am the only one working on this game and I need to keep the game going. And I know some YouTubers kind of fall in this pitfall of, oh, I need to make a devlog, but I actually have to work on my game, and I don't want to be like that. So if this works for you, I'm happy with this, because I can just screen record myself playing and talk over it, and you'll know more about the game, and we'll get to know each other. Hey?